What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Banter. Wrong show. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll do Monday Mayhem a little more calm. God damn it, man. Could you do that any faster?
You want me to?
That's a good segue.
Did you like
doing,
that?
yeah, the seg of the way. We're talking about faster, people. A little, almost under-known rock movie.
It's a very underrated, very under-known. Yeah,
Don't
under-known.
spoil it. Is it
I like
underrated?
that title.
Yeah,
But I
it's-
think it is. I think like people knew about it at the time, but it's kind of been drowned out because Rock wasn't a full-on action star
Not
yet.
yet.
And after this, he went into like all the kids' movies, like Escape from Witch Mountain, Tooth Fairy, and then he kind of ventured back into the action movies. You know,
But the
Love the Day.
PG-13 action.
Yes. So this one kind of gets drowned out when you think about his
Agreed.
titles.
Agreed.
How do we feel about it, though? Find out next week. I'm just playing. My shit's gone. Intro. That was my intro, and I'm supposed to be reading the plot, and I am not ready because I'm used to not reading the plot. You see how terrible I am? Rodney's going to do it. Thank you, Rodney, for being more
The
prepared for me.
plot
It's a miracle.
is short, simple, and sweet. An ex-con gets on a series of apparently unrelated killings. He gets tracked by a veteran cop with secrets of his own and an egocentric hitman.
You should read the plot from here on out. Your energy is
Yeah, I
off
like
the
that. I have to
charts.
say,
Dude,
Well
even
read.
the grips, dude. The grips
like
you
I
gave.
felt it. I felt it.
I
was in
felt
the
it.
moment.
I felt it down in my plums.
killed it.
I love it.
The bluish hue.
That's the best shit. I got a bluish hue.
Feel it.
Down in
Feel
my
it down in my
plums.
plums.
That's the best shit. I don't know how you don't laugh at Will Ferrell doing that. All right, Ricky, what is the runtime budget and movie year?
All right. So, runtime, we have an hour and 38 minutes. We have a
Nice.
budget of $24 million.
Which is really low.
Think so?
For a movie, like
Like
an action
this?
movie with The Rock.
Action movie and rock, yeah.
But he wasn't that big.
Okay, and then what
Nice.
do I ask you what it grossed?
Now you're supposed to ask what the budget was, and then we were gonna guess what it grossed, and you revealed it grossed, but that's already gone. So we're just gonna move on. It's all
Well,
good,
the
dude.
movie takes place in 2010. Sorry
Two.
about that.
No, it's all good. We're makeshifting
I've been
this
screwing
shit
it
here,
up all
dude.
night, actually.
Dude, yeah. Let me just come out and say I did not watch this movie. Yeah, unprofessional as fuck.
Next.
Well, let me blame it on Ricky. No, I'm just playing. This
I
is
was late.
yeah. It's like this
so
is
you
something
must have
else he
blamed me.
fucked up. No, we do like
This-
that whole thing.
That's basically what happens. You mess up one thing, and it's a
Yeah,
chain reaction. Everybody goes,
that's how it goes. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna wait on Ricky so we can watch this, and then
Damn.
like, he got.
Thomas Car Wash on Preston Indian Trail.
Have you heard it? Like, Thomas, get your fucking shit together.
Right.
You're definitely not the little engine that could, Thomas the Train.
on your darn car wash.
Yeah, dude.
Darn.
Dude, yeah.
No,
You
Nick
can
Flanders.
cuss here, dude. You can
I
say
know.
damn. We don't go to the fuck level, but
Darn
you
it.
can say damn. Yeah, dude. Kevin Garnett, Darnett.
Well, I
Yeah.
am the best G-Paul ever, so.
It's true. G-Paul status up in this.
Man, that's me. I always messing stuff up, making a joke of it.
It's all good. I've at least seen this movie before. I've seen this movie like 10 times. The problem is I saw it 9 of the times when it first came out as I watched it religiously, and then I rewatched it like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I've seen
And it's came back to me a little more the more and
I
more
think
we've
I've
talked
seen it
about it.
several times myself, actually.
Yeah, so we're good to go. We're ready. We're locked in. What about actors and characters, Rodsky?
So we got George Tillman Jr. directing this film.
Nice.
Also
Huh.
known for films like
Every other Rod.
Yes.
Men of
Nice.
Honor. He directed Men of Honor and something that I had it memorized and then
Dude,
I
Men of
forgot.
Honor's dope.
Men of Honor is a really really good
It's good.
movie.
It's good.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
Cuba Good and De Niro kills that.
oh yeah, great. It was a great combination.
It's all
of-
one person.
Yes.
You know?
You got Dwayne Johnson as the driver, Billy Bob Thornton as the cop, Maggie Grace, gorgeous by the way,
Yeah.
playing Lily, Tom Berenger is the warden of the prison.
Gotta love old Tom.
Then you got Carla Gugino as Cicero, Mike Epps as Roy Grown in a
I
little
just forget
scene.
Mike Epps is
Yeah.
in this fucking
Yeah, we
movie.
talked about it at work.
Yeah, we did. Because when you said that, I was like, Mike. I was like, he is. You're right.
Yeah.
And then it came back to me.
It's early in the movie.
Because you have this movie in memory better than I do. I realized when we were talking about it.
Mm.
We'll see if that reflects on my score. Maybe it's just not memorable to me.
Redemption.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah.
Any awards and noms?
No awards.
Look at those
There's 5 nominations, but these are like
motherfucking
probably
nations.
Best Kiss Award, and
Rock for Best Pecs.
Teen Choice Award, Image
They did about
Award.
themselves.
That would be some shit. It actually is Rock for Best Pecs. Interesting. Nice. Okay. What about favorite character? I'm gonna go a little off the grid here and say I don't remember a single character. Okay, I haven't seen this movie, guys, and I'm just playing. The Hitman. The Hitman, I think, might be my favorite. It's obvious
Such a douche.
to say The Rock, but the Hitman was pretty badass, and like I
He's a
like.
douche.
He is a douche, but he's that guy that's just like he just keeps coming. I dig it. I dig it. I went with the Hitman outside of The Rock. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's incredible. All right, who's your
My
favorite? Or what-
I'll
who's
just say
your-
my favorite character is the killer, the
yeah.
Hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's on the same wavelength. You
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah.
I should have known you were gonna take this.
I'm sorry. I like The Rock in this.
Dude, that you can't go
dude.
wrong
I
with
mean,
that though.
his
When he's sitting in the
revolver
car, just like tightening his fists, you're in that.
Is this a
moment.
He's
357 or a
determined. I remember that.
44?
I don't know. It's a banger though.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
huge.
banger of a gun. but it's also
Dude,
a
it's
banger.
yeah, it's a scary looking.
I can
gun,
tell
dude.
you.
My son.
I actually forgot it was some type like a revolver.
Look at it.
Yeah, I thought it was a revolver.
It's like a
It's
snub
not,
nose
it's, like,
shotgun
huge,
revolver.
Bro. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
That's the
too.
scene. Patonk.
There's close-ups of it, like in a couple scenes.
Yeah, it looks pretty fucking dope.
It
All right.
is.
Favorite scene. For me, it's legitimately right when he gets out of prison. From the moment he's just taking off into the distance, I'm like, this man means business. I was just hooked from that moment. I was like, so hooked because I was like, what's this man about to do? Like, you want to talk about vengeance? Like, you at prison, you're not even game planning. You're like, motherfucker, I had years to game plan. I'm running into the distance, which looks like a desert, if I remember correctly. Like, it looks like he's just running into nothingness. And he just fucking, yeah, he's on that ass.
All right.
Love it. What about y'all? What's
On
yours?
that ass.
Yeah, we can say ass on this podcast as well. No need to say
No,
butt
you said
or
real Jason Bateman, like
booty.
on that ass.
on that ass.
It's cool.
Yeah, favorite scene, guys?
I'll go ahead. We actually talked about it at work. My favorite scene is when he finally gets the black guy in the club in the bathroom. And,
That's such a good scene.
It is, because they look at each other and they know exactly what time
It's
it is.
pure respect.
It is.
then
He's like,
Straight
whatever
up.
happens in here, only one of us is getting out. He's
Yeah.
like, and you didn't see shit. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was here we go.
And then if you can tell, you can notice after he gets stabbed and he's on the ground, he's like really regretting that decision. Like you can tell he's like, fuck, I didn't expect him to beat me with an ice pick. Like,
Yeah.
like I have a fucking like
That's a good point.
Bowie knife and he's got a ice
He did
pick.
have a hell of a
If
knife.
I remember correctly, it was a good point.
Yes.
Yeah,
Great
no,
point.
I was just saying that for that effect. Yeah, I remember that scene quite vividly, actually.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite scene kind of is two scenes that are almost, they're the same scene, basically, but it's anytime the killer's talking about The Rock on the phone with his wife. Dude, the emotion in his face and the fact that he's like, no, he's faster. Like, no, he's unorthodox. He has no, like, he's not set in stone. He just does what he wants, and he's faster. He's smarter, this and that. And he's like genuinely freaked the fuck out about it. And this is a guy who beat yoga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
I forgot Yoda was in the movie.
yeah. Beat him quick, too.
Kicked his ass. It's actually he died, and then he met Luke like later that day and passed on.
Way later.
It's unfortunate.
But yeah, just those phone calls when he's talking about The Rock and how he's like very vulnerable because The Rock is beating him like every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Then we have favorite action scene, and I actually went with the bathroom scene as well because I love that.
Sorry.
Again, the mutual respect. It's all good. Mutual respect, and there's just something to just like two big motherfuckers just like with that mutual respect, just
Battling it
ready to hash it out. Like, I don't know who's gonna come out of here, but it's going down right now, and you know it's got to go down, and I know it's got to go down. So we'll see what fucking happens, bro. Let's go. Love that about it. But I have a backup action scene. I really like that opening because I'm remembering more and more as I've talked about during the week. I really like the opening action scene. I believe it's the first time, if I'm not wrong, when you see the killer, the hitman, when he first encounters like The Rock. Isn't he like asking questions at like a fucking like in a building or an apartment complex or something, and he's shooting.
The Rock is going after the
Yeah,
pedo.
yeah, and he interrupts
kills the
it.
pedo.
Yeah,
Well, no,
or
he
tries
kills the pedo,
to.
and
It's
then as
after.
he's walking out, the
And
little
he
girl walks out
blasts-
of the room.
Yeah, and he blasts the door. Yeah, like doesn't he protect her? And he
Yeah,
like, and he blasts the door like right by
Yes.
his head, and he like backs up. Like that was just like, oh shit.
That's an insane scene.
Yeah,
I
that
love
scene's
scene.
just intense, and the action in it's great, and also The Rock, like you can feel kind of like what you're talking about in like the early stages. He's sitting there like, oh shit, like this dude could take me out. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing, and I love that about
He was
it.
shaking. They show the gun like in his hand shaking, which is a thing George Tillman did a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 scenes where I know a couple with Billy Bob Thornton when he gets in the shootout in the hospital. His hand is shaking, and Hitman does it a couple times in the movie. I really like that choice
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah, so I'll say that's my favorite action sequence. It's always good to switch it up and whatnot. But yeah, those are two of them. Yeah.
Did he do his?
Do you have a favorite action sequence or your
I'm
favorite
good.
scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not much of an action sequence, but it's the first kill.
Yeah.
It's the first kill, and the reason why is because there's so much behind that I mean, it could pass you right by, but the fact that The Rock
Ooh.
got out of prison, ran, got the car, drove the car straight to this place, fucking killed the guy right there, and then walked out. This man ain't been out of prison for an hour,
Mhm.
and he just went out, fucking did his shit, walked out,
Yeah.
left. Like he's on a fucking mission.
He's
And
on a
that
mission.
moment, you knew what the tone of this movie was.
Right, I like
you
that
knew
too.
the pacing of this
Yeah,
movie,
and that's why it was my
I
favorite
fucking
scene
love it.
I
because
did
the
too.
build up to
Same.
that greatness.
It could be a scene / action scene because of the gunshot, but I
yeah,
choose
no,
action
no,
because
no. That's why I left that out because I didn't say like what transpired from that.
Right.
It was the build up to that for me that made it my favorite scene. But yeah, it's great. Everybody's like, "Holy shit!" And that dude just
Dude.
rose up, didn't even have time to think. He's like, "Oh, it's just that." Oh, done,
I
donezo.
love it.
All right, Rodney, is there any titties in this movie? 'Cause
There
we don't
actually
remember.
is not, even though there's a strip club in this movie.
Yeah, that's something I called out because I was like, there is a fucking strip
There's
club.
a strip club
and
scene,
there's like
but
a
there's
sex scene,
no
I think.
boobs,
With Billy Bob Thornton and
no
some
butt,
chick.
no vagina, no wieners.
No vagina. Damn it, dude.
Machine.
The
vagine.
vagine.
Bobs. Let me see your bobs.
Yeah, those bobs. That's the best shit. Let me see your bobs.
Your bobs.
It's the bobs that are taken. The Dread John Candyman. Yeah. What about location? Where was this
Okay,
movie
so-
filmed? I don't know if we have like actually where it's supposed to be filmed in the movie,
Well,
but we do have where it was.
location Los Angeles, and then it continues in Pasadena.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Beautifulness, California, galore.
California, love.
Knows how to party.
California.
Knows how to party. Y'all just want to like quit the review
Yeah,
and do the
let's
song?
just sing, bro.
Keep it
Rockin',
rocking.
yeah, we'll keep it rocking.
All right, what's next?
The Wild Wild West.
Nice.
Now we have best unimportant scene because I did not watch this. I don't really remember one. I wish I could pinpoint this, guys, but you know, shit happens and we're makeshifting it and we're doing our best here. I hope you love our review. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. But you know, there's a lot of times I watch movies and I'm just like, I don't really have one that stood out to me that I think could stand out to others, but yet and still, it's still a fucking great movie. Not saying that's how I feel about this movie. We'll wait to that till we get to our personal scores, but I might not even have one if I watch the movie. So this one's
What's-
not as unforgiving as deleted scenes that's coming up. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
What's the name of the female cop in this?
Oh, that's the actress is Carla Gugino,
About to
but
say, I'm
Yeah,
like, it's
what's
right.
Cicero.
Oh my god. Unimportant. Anything she's in, I have a huge crush on
Yeah,
her.
she's
amazing.
The Watchmen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. She looks great naked. She just,
Why do we get to see it here?
Dude, I've always had a crush on her. Like, that's when I knew I liked older women.
He
That's all
talks
this
about
is.
it all the time at work.
I actually do. I have before. He doesn't. He didn't know who I was talking about. Now it's tying in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's amazing. So
Like to tie
that
that
would be
knot with
my
her.
unimportant scene. She makes everything great.
Beautiful.
I could say there's an unimportant scene for me, and it's
Nice.
when he.
This never happens. I usually have it, and everybody else is like,
Yeah.
I can't comment. I don't have it, and y'all are like, yeah, let me jump
He,
in.
the killer, just asked. What's her name? Lily. Yeah, the killer just asked Lily to marry him,
Mhm.
and they're out there shooting bottles and shit like that. And she says,
No.
"You would quit your job for me."
Yes,
And
remember this,
He
like,
turns around real
easy
quick
now.
in the blink of an eye, shoots 2 bottles,
Yeah.
and then shoots something in the tire of the bike that makes the bike, tire spin, and turns around and says, in a heartbeat. And in that moment, I'm like, this dude is that fucking good.
Yeah.
And The Rock is like making him look like a pony. It's like, that's crazy to me. Like, to me, it blows my mind that he's that good of a killer. Like, and he only charges $1.
That's
He
what's so
only
cool
charges-
about him.
He always charged $1.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
love
goodness.
Yeah, like it's all just like it's all about the thrill,
He
dude.
was obsessed.
Yeah, I love that about
Yeah, I
him.
think they just kind of showcase
I
that.
do respect the fact he's like a chess opponent. Like if a really good chess player won't play someone that's not as good because it will dumb them down, kind of thing. So he knew it was somebody that was better than him, or could be potentially
Yeah.
better than him. And then that was the hunt. So like the dollar was irrelevant. It was more of the hunt. So
Yeah.
that was probably one of my that was like my favorite plot because like the hunter was being hunted. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really, that was one of my favorite parts about that. So I get that was your favorite character. Definitely, I understand that.
Yeah. 100%.
I just love how egotistical he was.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
he
I
was the
get it.
best at everything.
I get it. Well,
Yeah. Didn't he not want to do it at first till he found out who the Rock
No,
was, if
he-
I remember
that
correctly?
used to
I
be
thought that
like
was
my
some type of-
mantra. Like I'm not going to move on from something that I'm interested in until I master it and then go on. Like that used to be kind of the way I looked at things.
100%.
It's kind of why I like that yoga scene because he's like, I just did something that only 8 people on Earth can do. And He's
Right.
like, and I just
There-
did it. I beat yoga. I'm just like,
Yeah, I
fuck.
beat yoga. Yeah, he did
It's
too.
Yeah.
like Jesus, dude. Like
Because
you are
yoga's
intense.
extremely hard if you've ever done it.
Oh,
I've done it. It's
100%.
hard. It's the
Yeah.
hardest thing I've ever done. I was like, wow.
See, yeah, but I did think there was some type of trepidation at first when he was being hired, but maybe there wasn't. Maybe
I don't.
remember that.
I feel like, and I just watched it.
I thought
last
there
night
was
or today or
something that
whenever it
he
was.
was kind of like, okay, but why? And then he was like, oh,
It was-
good.
The apartment was the first meet,
Yeah.
and he got a call randomly after the yoga conversation. And he showed up at the apartment because that's right. 'cause
Maybe it
at
had
the
something
end,
to do with
Billy
his
Bob
girl,
talks about it.
maybe?
Billy Bob was like, you couldn't handle the first one before you
Uh-huh.
got to the first guy, so that's when he intervened and was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so yeah.
Got you. What about dumbest or cringiest moment?
I know I,
got
found
one.
one when I watched it yesterday, but I
got
cannot
one.
remember.
I have one.
Let's-
I remember clearly. I don't understand how he, like in a fight, like a physical fight, I don't see, Billy Bob Thornton holding his, what I'm saying, holding his own up to The Rock, like as well as he did. So that's just me.
Billy Bob is.
He's not gonna.
He's a junkie in this
Yeah,
too.
and this
yeah,
is-
So
Yeah.
he's not gonna
But you got to give him the respect of the hospital
even
scene.
yeah, even
when
Van
he-
Damme got his ass kicked in a club when he was a junkie, dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Expendables 2.
no,
I mean,
no,
you
It's
know,
like,
I
ain't no
get
way
it.
Sylvester Stallone's beating up Van Damme, dude. Come on.
no, it's not going down.
That was the only one I would have.
Yeah,
What
dude.
about you,
You
Brandon?
want to switch to Expendables 2 talk? No, I'm just playing. And again, this is weird. You don't have one, and everybody else has one for this.
Yeah.
This is really panning out strangely. I remember, again, I haven't seen this in a while. I did not like The Rock's acting at all. Like, what was his brother when he was getting killed? I wasn't.
Just that scene, though?
Yeah, his
Okay.
acting in this movie was great, but when he had to get like emotional, it was. I remember being because
Okay.
dude, like Rock is an actor.
Alright.
He's hit or miss with me, but overall, like I'm happy if he's in a movie because he's a childhood hero of mine. He's one of
I
the
love
biggest
him.
people I've
He can do no wrong.
idolized, man. When I was a kid, like, that was like my first idol, dude. Like I've said on the podcast before, I literally only know how to do my eyebrow up because I used to practice until my eyebrow did that. I remember I'd be jumping on my trampoline just because, like, I was like, I gotta be able to do it like The Rock. I gotta be able to do it like The Rock. Like, I wanted to be this motherfucker. Like, he's one of those people that just, like, you know, he's bigger than life to me. And him as an actor, he's been solid. He's had some really good movies. I'll say he's one of the few people that's, like, believable, kind of like those older action stars who are like, you know what, it's The Rock, though. Even though if that sounds outlandish, I can believe that. There's a reason.
I'm carrying a minigun. And
Yeah, or fucking relocating a missile. I'm like, it is The Rock. I don't know. Yeah, you feel that way. And he's bigger than life. And he's in one of my favorite movies of all time. We'll talk about that another time. But something about this scene, I guess, I hold him to a higher standard, and I'm like, I'm ready for him to kill it. Acting, he was great in this movie with the quiet intensity and, like, reserved, but, like, when he needed to be badass, he showed off his badassness. I think it's one of his better roles. But when he's in, like, that chair tied up with the beanie and all that, and he's, like, trying to, like, give emotion, it just wasn't there for me yet, and I was kind of disappointed, which I'm not to the point where I'm like, he's a fucking wrestler. He's not ready to give some Oscar-worthy performance. But because being that huge fan, and this was one of his first movies, I was like, please murder this type of role in this moment. And when he's just, I was like, I don't know how much I believe this right now. That was a little disappointing for me and cringy for me. But overall, he's great in this movie. It's just that one scene. Goofs. Do we have goofs? I don't think we even measured this out.
I read a few of them. They were pretty stupid.
Yeah, it's all on IMDb. Nothing worth your time.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Yeah,
usually
smaller
happens.
blood splatter.
All right.
Nothing worth it.
Deleted scenes?
Deleted scenes. This is another thing.
I've got one. If you don't name it.
Hey, nail it. Because I don't have shit. Because I didn't watch the movie this time
that's
around.
right.
Yeah.
There's actually a deleted scene because I have the Blu-ray of this movie. Actually, there is a deleted scene.
He only has like 10 movies.
Well, I
That's
watched it
crazy.
on Vudu still.
Yeah.
But I haven't
That's
opened the
wild.
Blu-ray in years.
That's
but
wild. If I got the that's something about putting it in.
I do remember the deleted scene. The Rock and the Killer meet again on the this was like an alternate ending kind of deal, and they basically go to play chicken, and if I remember correctly,
cool.
they hit each other in the
That's
chicken.
Fast and the Furious. Vin Diesel, Jason Statham.
Kind of, yeah, kind of the same deal.
What if you were
more
like, is
damage,
that's what I was thinking about?
No.
Pass.
I'm pretty sure I remember correctly they hit, but if they don't hit, then it's another like gun stare off kind of deal. But then he lets him go off into the sunset. But it was, I still like this ending better than what that deleted scene.
Oh yeah, because that leads to did the ending deliver? And then I'll say yes. Everything that went down with the pastor and the fucking Billy Bob Thornton coming in, you know, showing his full-on cards and his deck, and the fucking Hitman coming into play, and The Rock just playing it cool. Dude, yeah, it's a dope ending. I enjoyed it a lot.
All right, so
Do you have anything else to say on that?
Nope.
Do you have anything else to say on that?
no.
Okay.
Ending delivered for sure for me.
3-question trivia.
Hi guys, Ricky here. 3 questions.
Hi, Ricky.
Ricky,
All right.
you can go now. This is great.
All right, so we got number 1. Is this movie a true story?
No.
I'd say no, but because you asked this question, all of a sudden it seems like yes.
Yes, it is based on a true story.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Like loosely?
Loosely.
Yeah, very loose.
Very loose. I actually had that in there, yeah.
The loosest of loosest.
Yes. Okay, number 2. How old was The Rock when he made this movie?
Ooh, that's a
Decent
good
question, right? Decent question.
I feel like I should know this because I followed his
I'm gonna
WWF
say
career.
38.
Man, you're gonna be like surprised. I was surprised when I
hang
saw
on,
this.
let me think here.
That's why.
Hang on, this came out in 2010.
It did.
Okay, it came out in 2010.
Wow, you're like strategically placed.
Well, no, I gotta think about his wrestling career.
That would make him 50 now.
Hang on,
Man,
yeah, that'd
hold
be. Hang on, so we're thinking like 95-ish when he broke through. I'm thinking, if that's correct. In wrestling, he was still very young there, but not quite babyish.
You're really gonna not.
So, hang on. So we're thinking 95, 30. I'm gonna say 40.
Man, so keep going. It's 49.
No way.
That's what it says.
Dude,
Is
he would
that
be
old?
He'd be in the 60s now. It can't be right.
Look it up.
Let's think here.
I think he's 49 now.
Yeah, so he'd be like
That's what it was saying.
39. That's probably
What is it saying there?
Yeah, I think he's about to be
That's
50.
a typo or a Ricky-O.
And if that
And I've
happens,
been
we're
doing this all
dead
night.
center. Because if he's 39, I said 40, you said 38. I don't know if you just
So-
guessed, but like I had to do the math. And
Well,
I
I
was a little
just
off.
the way he looks now, you could definitely think he's like 49, 50. You know,
Yeah, because if he was,
I don't. That's what I.
how old did you
right-
say? Did you say 49? So yeah, so he'd be like fucking. He'd be about to be 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's
you,
not-
I think you just mixed it like
I
you saw
did,
age. Yeah, he's got to be 39 in this thing.
he is
He was
49,
49.
about to be 50 in 3 days.
Yeah, so he was 39.
Or May 2nd.
So-
He was 39 or 40, maybe even 38, depending on the year. Like we both could have been right. Actually,
Well,
I'd go
he was
with
born in
you.
72, so 72, 82, 92, 02,
you have to
plus
find out
8.
when this comes out.
Yeah, May. Oh, wait. Oh, Jesus.
So I'd go with your answer though, because you also got to think of when it was being filmed, which would be earlier. So I'll give
So-
you the nod on that.
2010. It was
So he's probably 38.
November. No, that's release date. So release date. So it was probably being filmed around April to June, maybe even April to May, just because of the kind of movie it is.
He's 38. But-
Anyway,
Yeah,
Fair
he's
enough.
38. You got it.
so
Fair enough. Sorry about that. Number 3.
No, you're good.
This is I just kind of brought this one back in. What car? What car was he driving?
what
man?
is that?
And
This
what
is
was
it.
year?
Is it a Charger?
The year and what car? No.
I can't remember the car.
It was.
I'm
It
trying to
had
picture in
S
my
as a
head.
super.
Classic
Was it like a
Chevelle,
bluish?
of course.
Was it a
Chevelle.
bluish car? Was it bluish gray?
1971. It was like a off. It was like a jet black, wasn't it?
It was like like a gray, like real dark
Like it
gray.
had like a primer black.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
1971 Chevelle. It's a classic car. I loved it,
Hell yeah.
and it ripped across the streets, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, thank you for letting me watch one more thing.
Yeah, dude, we're working it out. We're working it out. We're the world's best
I
worst
literally feel like Bob
podcast,
was on.
anyways. Hey man, that's not bad. I'm not a
Chicken
fan
meat.
of them, but
Chicken
a lot of people are. So there's that. What we got for Rotten Tomato and IMDb scores?
Rotten Tomato scores are pathetic. Critically, it's a 42%.
I wouldn't say pathetic, but it's a lower score for sure.
Audience-wise, it's a 52%. IMDb is a 6.4.
It's about what I expected for this movie, though. It's not like trash to them, but I feel like anything below 40 is trash to Rotten Tomatoes. 40 is like somewhat of a mix still, but it's the lower tier. What about our personal scores?
You want me to kick it off?
You can if you
Man,
want
I
to.
gave it a 6.9. I'm a tough critic. Like my scores are like marriage vows. Man, I gave it a 6.9. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a great movie.
Anything over a 6 out of 10 to me is good.
You know what I'm saying? That's
I
where
don't
I'm
know
at
if
with
you
it.
grade it that way.
I do have levels to this.
Yeah, 6, 5 is
Make
average.
it right. Five's
Six
like good. You know.
6 is good. 7's really good. 8's
Yes,
great.
Exactly. If I'm getting up
9's
into 9s and 10s, it's a phenomenal movie.
9's like
a masterpiece.
amazing,
Yeah, exactly.
fucking dope, and 10's a
Thank you.
fucking that's the cream of the crop.
I try not to be such a snob, man, but this is where I'm at.
I feel it. My score is a 7.7 out of 10. I think this is a borderline great
What'd you
movie.
give it?
7.7.
Nice.
It's a really good movie, and it's probably one of Rock's best, honestly. And it doesn't deserve to be, shoveled down to the bottom of
was
that pit.
underrated.
And I don't even know if it's necessarily underrated. I think it was known at that time as one of his better action movies. But I think through going into the child era, where he's doing all the kid stuff, and then coming up to his action, like when he became the Rock, people forget about the Walking Talls. They forget about this. They forget about the rundowns and stuff like that of the world. It's almost like it didn't happen because it was like he's getting his footing. It was good. and then it was kid movies, and then it was like, okay, now we accept The Rock. So they forget about these other ones that might have been, diamonds in the rough, and this might have been the best one out of those, other than The Rundown. These would be the two I remember the most. Walking Tall still I don't think was a bad movie, but this one's more memorable to me, like The Rundown, and definitely deserves to be watched.
I'm gonna do A5. I think this movie's great.
Yeah, I knew you loved this.
I love this movie a lot.
Yeah.
This movie is also one of those that, like, there was a time in my life where I only had a select few movies in my persons.
I get that.
So this was like on repeat all the time.
I watched it several times.
Yeah,
On the same thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this.
With my
That's how it
cousin
felt
that
when it first came out, and then it just slowed down so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could put it on at any time and watch it.
I think that's why it's all coming back to me so easily, because it's like I'm
it's one of
unlocking
those-
memories from like 8 to 10 to 12 years
Yeah,
ago.
but it's
whatever
all-
it is.
it's also
reminds me
like-
of my cousin that died too. So like,
No,
it's
yeah.
sentimental.
There's a personal value there.
I didn't have
He's
a
like,
moment to bring it up until now.
This is
Sorry,
gonna be
I didn't
this is gonna be like the Northman. You're like, dude, with the cousin
really.
thing, like, damn
used
it,
to
I
watch
should have
this.
raised the score.
No, it's cool.
Here,
actually.
I was about to say, go for it, dude.
No.
Yeah, you have the chance. I got
It's
you.
fine.
6.9 solid.
But yeah, 8.5 for me.
8.5. I dig that. Anybody got any additional points that I feel like wasn't
This movie
mentioned?
is rated R.
Go see it. 17 or older. Make sure you follow that guideline, you little pieces of shit. Rodney, stop it.